Welcome everyone to Green Tea with Ashish. Hi Priyanka, welcome to the show and thank you so much for taking time out. So
My
you have
pleasure.
been as an entrepreneur, you have been working in this field for last 3 years. How this
Mm.
journey has been and how much up and downs you have seen. So just talk
Yeah.
some bit about your journey.
Yes. So my entrepreneurial journey started when I was basically in my second or third year per se. I started with my first platform where it was basically my interest was in more into creative thinking, and so I started with a wedding platform. I did some of the work. I was in second year. So after that, I went into my all job stuff because engineering we have to do the last year of semester work and like intern and all. Then followed my, which I consider my basic, very first established startup, which was cheapest and nearest, which was a vendor listing platform in Delhi NCR. We covered 2,500 vendors. We brought them on board. Some stuffs happened between me and my co-founder, and I had to leave it. So basically, when it comes to easy to pitch, this came when like since 3 years, 3 to 4 years, I've been into the ecosystem very deeply, talking to founders, getting mentored, and getting mentored by the investors themselves, and seeing that just a very proper research that what is the exact point where a founder lags when it goes to a fundraise. So after getting so many feedbacks and seeing the challenges, I brought this easy to pitch, where I am taking a charge of making founder ready when he's or she is going for a pitch, like for a pitch for a fundraise. So far this is my entrepreneurial journey. So now my journey is more towards talking to more and more founders and getting them ready for the pitch.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Good to know. And another very important thing which I saw in one of your LinkedIn videos that you use TikTok as a
Yeah.
platform to promote your services. See, I'll be very frank on this part. I personally I don't believe in TikTok as a platform because somewhere down 1.5 months before I decided to check it out and see
Huh.
how it works, and because everybody was saying that if you miss out on TikTok you'll again miss out a journey, because Instagram came, it became famous, and now there are Instagram influencers. So people are still becoming influencers on TikTok. So people are like, don't miss this bandwagon and stuff. So I decided to check it out. But I found out that people who are present there on the platform, they come to the platform more for the entertainment purpose, where they just want to see weird stuff. When I say weird stuff, like
I
people
got
eating
it totally.
chicken, people doing some weird stuff, and the people
Yes,
dancing.
yes, yes.
Most importantly, I
Ah,
see
bilkul.
it as an entertainment platform. But that is
Yes.
my point of view.
Point of view.
Definitely, you thought of it in a different way, and
Yes.
so would love to know that do you get some traction from that platform,
Yes.
and what is your
Yeah.
strategy around TikTok as a platform?
Sure, sure. So trust me, I had the same feedback, same point of view when the TikTok actually came. So many things coming for entertainment perspective only. So you won't believe, still my co-founders, if I ask them to download and like my video, they're like, I'll make an another account and then I'll like and share it. I will not make a personal account of it. So that this is a myth, not a myth, actually a like conversation in our youth that अगर जिसके पास TikTok है तो वो तो time waste कर रहा है, right? So my point of view, this changed recently when I am a person who does research a lot, talk to people and see what is happening in the trends. Being a marketing person as well, I have to be following up with the trend.
Yeah.
So if I talk about TikTok, so there is a bit of change in current scenario. Every industry needs a content to work for, right? Whether
Correct.
it's entertainment, whether it's travel, whether it's healthcare, any industry you take it, content is needed, right? So talk about Facebook. Facebook now has a model of just marketing and campaign through which all the businesses are running, right? But initially it started with a community, which was just for entertainment and connection. So now coming to TikTok, now how I saw a drastic change coming in TikTok when I saw there are people making videos for education, and suddenly it went on such a hype that TikTok has another platform now, Editor. That means that platform can be wisely used beyond the entertainment, right? And then there are campaigns running on it where people are do making money, reaching the youth, people around.
Yeah.
So when I talk about my TikTok platform, I came it up. I wanted to become an to make it an initiative myself, that let's start it. If nobody is doing, you start it. So I started this thing where rather than just keeping the stuff to education, let's start with the education for not only for children but the entrepreneurs, the founders. So when I published my first video, I shared it on Facebook, and there was a comment below, why are you not putting on Facebook? Because I don't want to Facebook as in like YouTube, I don't want to download TikTok for this video, but I want to see your video, right? So I said, okay, I'll be sharing on YouTube as well, but give it a try. So everything starts from a very first zero. So yes, talking about the traction, I actually shared my video rather than putting just a link on every platform, to just first make people know that I'm making it on TikTok. First the content is in their head, and then they follow it, and then they go to download a TikTok rather than just directly going to the link and downloading TikTok, because of course the first impression is always TikTok है तो नहीं download करना है. So I made a certain process that let me put my video, put my stuff, can make the engagement there, and then see how many people can download when I come to my 6th or 7th video, right?
Okay.
So this yeah.
Yeah, so I was just saying that I'll wait for your response around that. When you see.
Well, let me tell you, I actually on a very first day got 50 followings, like 50 likes and everything. So that was on the very first day. So people are actually messaging on WhatsApp, just because of you, I'm downloading, TikTok, just to follow you there and to see your videos. I actually got the feedbacks on the very first day, and I'm glad, even if I'm able to convert 2 people just to follow me and see my content there, I think first day is successful. Then comes with the time, and it's been only a month that I started. So let's see for the next 6 months how it goes.
Okay, that's great. I think most of the people are waiting to actually see TikTok to move on a different
Actually.
level, actually, because currently it's not there. So yes, EduTalk is something which even I have heard of, but then again, when people see that the target audience is still there on LinkedIn, still there on Facebook, and still there on Instagram, why move to a channel which is being used mainly by the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, which is a different target audience in itself. But we'll see in another.
It's always about a trend to start.
Yeah. So let's move to the next question. I think we would love to know the services which you provide under the umbrella of Easy to Pitch.
Easy to Pitch.
If you can take us through that.
Of course. So Easy to Pitch, I'll give you a gist of it, is basically a support to the startup founders, where we ensure that we are making them ready for the next fundraise. And in terms of if I say ready, that doesn't mean that I'm putting efforts on your startup. I'm putting efforts on the entrepreneur, on the executive, on the CEO or the founder itself. And by making them pitch ready means the services that we provide are making their pitches like pitch decks and executive summaries ready. Then followed by, if they're going for event, what they're pitching, how they're presenting to the investors. And of course, that's not only designing part or seeing the grooming part, but also we work on the content if they lag in the business plan. And I think, suppose a founder, there was a meeting just before this conversation. So there was a lag in the business model. So they are sending the pitch decks, and I as a experienced person give them the very first feedback. You are not putting this is a stuff here. You have to put that. When you are ready with this, then only your deck will be actually ready to put it in front of the investor. When an investor will definitely does not have that much time to respond or give that detailing feedback to you. So we are the person who are making you ready for that feedback time. Okay. Right, so that the rejection reduces. So apart from that, we are running cohort programs cohort, more or less like a cohort where we are training out of 150. Recently we launched, we did our demo day as well. Out of 150 application, we shortlisted 5 and made them we made the founders ready in house in 50 hours, and then we showed up to them to the show to the investors in the demo day, and we got a very good response. So yes, my whole mission is to make them ready when they're going for a pitch, to reduce the rejection from investors.
Okay, so great. I think that pops up another question in my mind, that what indicators as a founder I shall see around me, or if I have a startup and I'm doing something and I'm pitching to these investors and I'm not getting through. So what are
Yeah.
some crucial indicators which I shall see, where I should understand that now is the time to reach to
Yes.
somebody like you who can actually guide me or advise me to correct things.
Of course, of course. Basically, first of all, we should focus on what kind of investor we are looking for, and there are different type of investors. There are angels, there are VCs, there are accelerators, or what you say, many other angel early stage funds, funding firms. So there are different types of variations that we look on when we are pitching to them. First of all, we have to be ready with the data. If you're talking about a product, we have to be very prepared with the competition that we are facing, and we are pitching it to the investor that yes, this is the competition, and we are coming in the market with that, like to compete with them. So first, like the very first point is that be ready with your detailing with your competition around when you're pitching to the investors. So and of course, do focus to the when you're pitching to an investor, ensure that that investor is actually interested in your industry. You're not going to anybody and just pitching. That is waste of time for a founder as well, for the investor as well. First, see the interest, give a proper research work on the investor that you're pitching to, and your competition in which you're put in, like about which you're pitching. So these are the main two things. And then if your product is ready, you have done something on it, you have done the MVP, but in the end you're not ready with the detail, with the question answers that are like what are your financials, that is also again a very
Important.
setback. You have to be on your tips with your calculations. So these are the few important points: the competition and your financials and your model. Third thing is model, of course. Your model should be very clear if you're pitching to the investors. Just now I just published the video on it, that investors are just 3 minutes for you. Be clear in what you're pitching. If you're putting a very messed up pitch, it's a just straight away no from the investor, because अगर आप ही clear नहीं है in who are your target customer and what are you bringing as a solution, and you're messing around of 10 things, then that's a complete straight no from maximum number of investors. And there are hundreds and thousands of startups pitching to the investors, so you have to be ensuring these stuffs.
Sure. Another thing which I would like to ask you is, do you, one thing you clearly said that you help them to, fine tune their pitches. Do you also help them in improving their communication while they are talking to these investors and they are going on the stage? And so around that, if you could throw some light.
Yeah, sure. We have that model as well, where we groom the founders and they are putting themselves in front of the audience, but that is not our USP. Our USP is just making them aware about what they are pitching. They should be pitching right. And of course, in the end, demo day is very important for every scenario, for every pitching. Or so we ensure that, of course, in our demo day, if we train 5 people, we ensure that they are presenting so well that the investor does get into the engagement part with the founder. So yes, we but it's not my USP, it's not my flagship thing, but as an individual I do, as in like my team does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how what is the model by which you charge the investor? Is it is it as per your time spent, or so you do it as per the consultancy type, or something else?
No. So we do not do as per the consultancy model. We actually connect to the investors. We charge the success fee from the, suppose if we are dealing with the investors and the startups, and we are bringing them in together, we are helping in the fundraise, we charge the success fee from the startup itself. We do not take anything from from the investors. This is one thing. And as we are not much into investment banking solution, it's more towards startup side only. So when we are going for a making of a pitch deck for a startup, we have a functional model ready for that, which is depending on the stage of their startup, whether it's idea stage, it's series stage, it's pre-series stage. So we have a ticket size of 10K, and it can go up to 70 to 80K depending on the what requirement. Much more requirement is required individually or just the deck.
Understood.
Yeah.
Can you share some testimonials your customers had shared with you, or any case study with?
Yeah. So recently, I'll tell you, there are some many founders who actually stay back when they are completed with the one venture and they're opening the other, and for other also they are going for a raise. So recently, I'll tell you one of my like good connected founder is Suleiman. He raised for his first startup View with my deck, which was in 2018. It was around a grant of 10 to 20 lakhs, but anyhow something happened and he then stopped, and again he started with a new. He got a feature in Times of Economic Times as well. Then he started again another company, which is Berry Box. They are again raising. They have just raised another round with our deck, which is like 25 lakhs, and again going for another round of like 50 lakhs. And I'm glad that our deck is being used there, and it's very helpful to them to raise the funds from the investors. And believe me, I like not. It's not only about the founders that we are dealing with. Their mentors reach to us saying that you have made our the founders deck, and it's really working well.
Yeah, and it's really important that the whole message comes out, because you are working
Yeah.
day and night on the product, and somewhere if your
Mm-hmm.
presentation skills are not good, then you miss out on delivering
True.
that message as such
True. True.
to the
And
investor,
we
and
ensure
then
we are getting feedback from the investors as well. As I have like a lot of communication with the investor side as well, I ensure what they are looking for. Suppose
yeah.
if I am in talk with one investor, I ensure that what is the few key points that they want when I am presenting some startup to them. So and then accordingly I make them ready. So that
Yeah.
is one also thing that I
Yeah,
focus on.
I think that's the key point, because if you know what an investor
Yes.
wants, then you
Yes.
can definitely have that in the deck, and you can actually focus on
Ha.
that point. And
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing all this with us. Any specific message you want to share with our viewers before we end this?
Yeah, sure. So the very first thing that we were talking about TikToks. I really want my more and more viewers on TikTok application for yes, follow me there and see my content there, and I'm sure it will be helping a lot of founders, budding found if not existing founders. I'm sure budding entrepreneurs, who really are looking forward towards making a career in entrepreneurship. So this will definitely the youth should go there, should follow my like portal, like my channel there, and it will be really helpful. So yeah, just follow me on TikTok.
Sure. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for taking your time out, and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashish, for inviting me on your channel.